Welcome to Business Reporter's The Future of Responsible Business campaign. What is the fuel of the future? Fugro, a world leader in sustainable transition, says the energy industry should prioritise methanol. But what makes methanol such a great alternative to oil, gas and coal? And what are the obstacles businesses and policymakers need to overcome for it to replace traditional energy sources? Let's find out from Peter Toxopeus, Fleet Development Manager at Fugro. What are we going to learn from your interview?
Today we're going to learn that methanol is the best known alternative fuel today and it's ready to go.
Let's start with why methanol. It doesn't seem to have gained the same traction as other alternative sources like solar, wind, LNG. Can you explain the benefits?
Methanol is a low carbon fuel that is closest to diesel. The volume we need to store it increases the least compared to other alternative fuels. Methanol can be used as a carbon containing fuel. It's created from natural gas, and then there's a bio methanol and a green methanol, which is created from renewable hydrogen and renewable carbon.
Which is fantastic, isn't it? So it seems like a great opportunity, doesn't it? Having said that, why has it not been adopted yet?
To get to the first step of the adoption of methanol in the industry, someone needs to go first. To prove to the rest of the shipping industry, to all the stakeholders in the shipping industry, that it's a viable option. And within the next couple of years, next couple of decades, a system can be created to use methanol globally.
And if methanol is such a great opportunity, why has it not been adopted yet?
The industry is waiting. The industry is waiting for a single solution. Methanol as a solution for shipping has been under development for the last 10, 15 years. It has not yet picked up because also the green, the low carbon type of methanol is not yet available.
So you've mentioned stakeholders and the fact that they're waiting for each other to take action. Can you explain what you mean?
If there's no methanol available. An engine manufacturer will not develop an engine which is very costly, costs billions of dollars, if there's no ship to put it in. All those stakeholders, within the whole industry, there's independencies, where every company will need a market to provide their product for.
And if we look at consequences, what will happen if methanol isn't adopted?
If we do not adopt methanol, then the targets that everybody around us is setting, the European Union is setting very strict targets, the UN is setting targets, those will start to slip.
And that is really key, isn't it? That we try at least to reach those targets.
Yes. As we see around us, the climate is changing. The energy transition is going faster and faster, not only in shipping but in the rest of the world. And we need to stay connected as a shipping industry. We need to chip in, we need to change along. And methanol is the first step to get to the green future.
And if we look towards that green future, and you're suggesting that methanol is the answer for some of these challenges that we're all facing. Can you explain or describe if there are any real-life examples that you can present to the world?
Fugro is now working on a project with the Fugro Pioneer, one of our vessels, to convert her to methanol, to test and to bring the technology to the water in an offshore environment, and to ask other stakeholders to join us to develop infrastructure, to develop technology, to develop the fuel itself, the green fuel that needs to be available.
So in other words, Fugro have decided to be proactive about this? We
have, definitely. What's also important is that what I earlier said with the industry waiting on each other, looking at each other, we try to bypass that by creating a need for green methanol, by creating an asset in the water that needs the fuel already.
Now the evidence is for all to see, isn't it, with the Pioneer project? What kind of reaction have you had so far, and what about the stakeholders?
Well, what I've seen, all the stakeholders are very excited about the step we've taken. We are trying to lead the way in doing this, and other companies have joined us in a collaboration, and they're also looking from the side. That is really going further than the rest of the industry is doing.
And it's very positive, isn't it?
They are all very positive, and we see that the steps that we are taking are having an effect also on other companies taking the same steps.
Now, you mentioned before that other companies, other organisations are looking at what you're doing in terms of development and following suit. How can you support the industry, and what are the services that you are offering collaborators?
So what we do is twofold, and in the one, if we look at the project itself, we are sharing data, we are setting up collaborations with research partners, with other stakeholders in the shipping industry, engine manufacturers, infrastructure, fuel suppliers, to be able to get first the project done, but also to get the other companies to be able to start developing more, creating more volume into this sector. And the second part is what we offer to other ship owners, to other companies, is a roadmap of how to start. Where do you start with green shipping? We've done that. We're not hiding it. It's not a secret what we've done, and we happily share that roadmap to other companies.
That was Peter Toxopeus from Fugro.